everyone, and welcome to Meister Tarot. I've got you in a slightly different part of the world today. Thank you for joining me. My name is Libby and I'm looking forward to going on a journey today with you. Yesterday I hoped to cover several topics, but I pulled the plug in the end because of the first topic that I covered was just the energy was just too heavy. So here I am today with the remaining of the topics. So I wanted to have a look at the 7 hours of missing phone logs from January the 6th, Trump's phone logs. Nixon got in terrible trouble for something like 15 minutes missing, let alone 7 hours during the vital period of the insurrection at the Capitol building in Washington. I want to have a look at Sarah Palin running for Congress in Alaska, and I might tackle her first and get her out of the way. I do apologise, I'm on my wobbly table here as usual. And then I want to have a look at Madison Cawthorne. Seedy American politics, no matter which way you look at it today. So just using my golden universal tarot, want to have a look at. I'll have a look at Sarah Palin with these. I think I'll use my mystical manga cards for Trump's missing 7 hours, and then I'll use them again for Madison Cawthorne. So tell me, Sarah Palin was running as vice president for John McCain. She was the representative of Alaska at that stage. She is running for Congress to replace Don Young, who passed away last month at the age of 88. And if there isn't a reason for retirement ages for members of Parliament, that's definitely an indicator. He passed away at 88. Now, I'm not going much on Sarah Palin on this at the moment. Just reading on her because she's the most well-known of the candidates that's running. Apparently there are 40 candidates running. There is one seat in Congress in Alaska, so they're all running for the one seat. There will be a special election held on the 11th of June, where all 40 candidates who have nominated themselves or been nominated will run. That's going to be some big ballot paper. We always call our Senate ballot papers the tablecloth because it's literally X long, and this is going to be equally, this is going to be a hall runner. And then the top four who get through in that special election will go to the general election on the 16th of August. Now, I do wonder, I hadn't looked into it, but I do wonder if whoever gets in on the 16th of August will be up for re-election again in November with the midterms. Let me know if you know. Otherwise, it's just American politics. There's not a lot of rhyme or reason to it. So let me just have a look. Sarah Palin. Tell me about Sarah Palin. We'll just go the general question first. Tell me about Sarah Palin. Morning, Meister. Sarah Palin. Signifier, 3 clarifiers. Sarah Palin. Sarah Palin. I honestly think that John McCain would have gotten in potentially if he had chosen a more reliable running mate. Okay, signifier, illusion and delusion. I think she's under illusion in regards to the, sorry, I'll just pop you back a little bit there. She's under illusion. That morning sun's coming in and having a bit of a bite, so I'll just move back slightly. It is, it's emotionally overwhelming. She carries a lot of baggage with her. Her intention is, she does believe in herself that she can build a solid foundation. That what she's doing is the right thing, but this is also very much my money laundering, dark money card. And it is, Page of Pentacles. It's all about the money. So she's under this delusion. There's an emotional overwhelming, and it always comes back to money for the GOP, doesn't it? And then we have the World card, which is an achievement, but it is also very significantly an ending. So I might have a further look on that. This is base of the pack is the defeated in battle, intergenerational money or intergenerational power, loss and heartbreak, the Tower, which doesn't need a lot of explaining, burden, anxiety. So tells me that Sarah Palin, she's under an illusion that she actually has a chance in this, but we'll have a look further. She's under an illusion in regards to that, and she's bringing too much baggage in. I think the people of Alaska are aware who and what she is, but we'll have a look. How will Sarah Palin go in the special election of the 40 candidates? How will Sarah Palin go for the Congress seat of Alaska? How will Sarah Palin go with the first hurdle of the 40 candidates? Okay. How will Sarah Palin go? I'm getting she'll get through. She'll get through to the top 4 purely on name. Purely on, isn't it sad that politics is so often based on who knows what and where, and name identification is what I've been told. She'll get through on name identification. Sarah Palin. Tell me about Sarah Palin. So, will Sarah Palin be voted into Congress? Will Sarah Palin be voted into Congress? Sarah Palin be voted into Congress? It's annoying me a little bit that I can see the fly spray over my shoulder right there. It is Australia. It has been summer fly season. Tell me about Sarah Palin. Will Sarah Palin get voted into Congress? Will Sarah Palin get voted into Congress? Ooh. Right. Powerful female figure walking away from what's not serving her. Oh, insecurity. Okay. So this is how Sarah sees herself, as the benevolent mother figure of Alaska. She sees herself as the provider, the practical security. This is how she perceives herself. However, Alaskans themselves will walk away from what they know is no longer serving them. She will feel a lot of insecurity in regards to this. She's not sure. She doesn't know if she's going to this is still in play, but I have this young figure coming forward, the Knight of Wands. So what you've got here is a younger figure bringing forward a great orator. Now, she's not the best speaker. Hopefully she's got better since her McCain vice president's run, but what I'm getting here is there's a message being brought forward, an inspired orator coming forward. Instead, There will be party infighting, giving and receiving money. The voter will get to decide. The voter will decide. Reaping what you sow, base of the pack, complete and utter downfall, anxiety in regards to the government. And it's because she's hitched herself to Trump. Okay, so I'm seeing that she will get through. Oops, pardon me, whacking you around the head there. She will get through to the top 4. Still in play, but I'm not seeing that she will actually be elected. I'm seeing that it is a younger person who has a real ability to get a message across, who is more of an inspiring figure. Okay, let's have a look at Trumpy's missing phone logs. So, on the January the 6th, while the insurrection of the Capitol was taking place, there are a total 7 hours of complete phone silence. Now that, this is Trump, who has a phone to his ear 24/7, and if he's not talking on it, he's tweeting on it. So I find it very dubious that there is these missing phone logs. Now apparently, Bob Woodward and Robert Costa, who were the guys that brought you the Nixon report, the Watergate expose, have brought this to light in a journalistic article. And the logs apparently in the morning, prior to the 7 hours of silence, he had spoken in short succession to Bannon Rudy Giuliani and Stephen Miller. So he had spoken to those 3, and then after the 7 hours of cone of silence, he again spoke to Bannon, he again spoke to Miller, and he again spoke to another a White House advisor. So, short succession, several phone calls, absolute silence, and then a bunch of phone calls afterwards as well. So, what actually happened? So, was Trump on the phone? Tell me about these missing phone logs. Tell me about these missing phone logs. Just an overall, these missing phone logs. Tell me about these missing phone logs. Tell me about these missing phone logs. Russia has popped into the picture. Okay. Tell me about these missing phone logs. Gosh, I need to get my background sorted out at this particular angle. Sorry about this. Tell me about these missing phone logs. Tell me about the 7 hours of missing phone logs. Tell me about these 7 hours of missing phone logs. Tell me about the 7 hours of missing phone logs. All right. Right, conflict and infighting, okay. Sacrificial lamb, full illumination of the foolishness. 3 major arcana which tell us this is of note. Take notice. Dark money surrounding the Emperor. Ace of Swords, the truth will come out. The money, the mercenary, the boundaries being set. But this is conflict and infighting, where every wand, every spear has a different hand on it. There are a lot of hands involved in this. Now, wands are also very much about communication. So there was a lot of different hands in this communication. A lot of different aspects in regards to these messages getting out. There is going to be a sacrificial lamb full illumination, and foolishness. And again, we've got another major arcana here. The dark money with Trump will come to light. Okay, so that is telling me that there were a lot of, sorry, I'll pop you up, you don't need to watch me shuffling. That's telling me that there were a lot of hands involved in this. So I want to ask, were calls made during that period? Were calls made during that period? Were calls made during that period? That's 7 hours of missing phone logs. Did Trump actually make phone calls to anybody? Did Trump, because I can't see him sitting on the couch eating popcorn watching TV reruns, did Trump actually make phone calls? There is a big communication stick that's going to come out that is going to reveal the truth. But tell me, did Trump actually make phone calls during the 7-hour silence period? Oh, what flipped over there? Did Trump actually make phone calls during the 7-hour silence period? Did Trump make phone calls during the 7-hour silence period? Did Trump make phone calls during the 7-hour silence period? Naivety. There's a lot of naivety surrounding this. There will be a decision in regards to the truth, a difficult decision in regards to the truth that will need to be made. It will be thoroughly investigated, and the truth will be a downfall. A downfall. There is naivety in this. So yes, foolishness in regards to this illumination, full illumination as a harsh truth comes to the fore. So I'm getting that very much as a yes, he did. So was there a did he use a burner or a staff phone? Oh, look, that's obvious. Yes, if calls were made, then yes, he obviously did, but I will triple check. Was a burner or a staff member's phone used during this period to cover up? Was a burner or a staff member's phone used during this period to cover up Trump's phone calls? Was there a burner or a staff member's phone used during this period to cover up Trump's phone calls? Was there a burner? Oh, we've got this naivety card again. Naivety. I'm getting these same cards out again. Almost exactly the same. The naivety, a difficult decision will need to be made under this investigation, and then we have the Star of Hope, which is about restoration and respite. But we have base of the pack, the murky underbelly that needs to be revealed, that will be fully illuminated into this foolishness of those that enabled Trump to do this. And it will come forward very quickly, but this is also telling me that this enabling was chaotic. So yes, there was. Will the records be found? Will the phone call records be found, uncovered? Will the phone call records be found or uncovered in some way? I'm hearing that they're going to look at it from the other end, that those he would have called will have their records investigated, that those that to see where the calls came, if they had any incoming calls during that period, and ergo where they came from. That's what I'm being told, that they will be investigated from the other end. So tell me, please, will these records be recreated? Will these records be recreated? Tell me, will these records be recreated? And yes. So there's loss and disappointment, but what's happening here is there is an offer being made. So this is, to me, if you look at this card closely, it looks to me that this is about the investigation from the other end. We have actions and consequences, and then the Fool's Gold and the Mercenaries. So this is telling me and then we have, oh gosh, a couple of cards that popped out back to front. We have the naivety of the Emperor and thinking he could get away with this plan. Oh, and then we have the Tower. And he's anxious about this. He's very anxious about it. So what I'm getting here is, yes, they will be able to recreate them. They will recreate them from the other end. Queen of Swords. She's the investigator. This is Trump in his gilded cage, thinking all this hunky-dory. However, this sabotage and deception and the steal will be exposed and come forward very quickly. Come forward very quickly. Okay, so we've got that. Now, Madison Cawthorne. So, doesn't matter which way you look at it, it's not good for Trump going forward. Madison Cawthorne. Now, this is a young fella, 26 years of age. I gather he's had an accident and he ended up in a wheelchair prior to running for Congress. Was it Congress? He is a representative of North Carolina. The maps for North Carolina have been redrawn, and therefore the district that he wanted to run in is not available to him anymore to run in, because they have a very strong GOP representative already in that area. He's been forced into, I gather, a district that was his original hometown, but it wasn't where he wanted to represent, and he's up for election in the midterms in 2022. Now, what's happened is that he went on a blog interview or something. It wasn't a mainstream interview, where he ran off at the mouth a bit, accused, said, once he got elected into Congress, whenever that was, that next thing you know, he's being invited to sex parties, that he had observed GOP members using hard drugs like cocaine. He he hasn't named names. He did actually say there was one member of Congress that was involved in all this, but after a meeting with McCarthy, and I think it was it Johnson or something, he is frantically backpedaling to say, oh, no, it was all exaggerated. Oh, if you'd seen somebody do drugs, it was a mere staffer from 50 metres in a car park, etc., etc., etc. So, was there truth in Madison Cawthorne's original allegations? And he's just backpedaling now. Was there truth? I'm really not overly interested, but I know it is something that needs to be looked into. Is there truth in Madison Cawthorne's original allegations about drugs and vice? Was there truth in those original allegations? Please, Meister. Yes, I know. You want me to use the cards for a higher purpose. So what's thrown out at me? 3 cards. Illusion and delusion. This is the King of Swords. I mean, gosh, yes, there was truth. There was truth. And I'm thinking I've got these in the wrong order. Yes, there was truth. He is now under the delusion that he can make a choice about where to go with this. So he had a choice to make, and he was deluded and made the wrong one. So I'm seeing that yes, there was truth, and there is truth in what he said. So isn't it interesting how it's always the Conservatives who blame the Progressives? Oh, here's Trump popping out. The Progressives for, child abuse, and it turns out that it is a Conservative that's been abusing the children, the trafficking, and that it turns out to be GOP members that are involved in trafficking, money laundering, and then it turns out, the list goes on. Everything that they sort of seem to accuse others of is what they're actually undertake themselves. So tell me, next question. Were there so this is popped out. This is the Knight of Wands bringing forward a message, bringing change with their message. But were there actual members of Congress involved? Were there actual members of Congress involved in these allegations? Were there actual members of Congress involved in these allegations? Entertainment purposes only. Supposition, allegedly, all those words. Were there actual members of Congress involved in these drugs and raunchy parties? Were there actual members of Congress involved? 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 Yes, I know cards. Were there actual members of Congress involved? Right, let's have a look. Ooh. Secrets to be revealed and a murky underbelly to be brought to the surface. With members of government. 3 cards, 3 major arcana. Manipulation. 4 major arcana. And this is about taking control and heartbreak and loss. So this is telling me yes. The murky underbelly of those in government. The manifestation of possibilities is strong. The manipulation is strong. And it will lead to heartbreak, loss and disappointment. At the moment, they're walking a tightrope, they're juggling, they're trying to decide which ship to bring in. If either, as they're caught out in the harbour on the storm, it is an extremely difficult decision of what direction to take. There is money changing hands in regards to this. This is the message of the money coming forward, which will lead to karma and destiny for some and an inevitable ending for others. Okay, so I'm getting a yes there. Yes, there are. And it will be interesting as it comes out in the wash. So, Cawthorne is up for re-election in the midterms, end of November 2022, I think. So please tell me, will Cawthorne be selected for re-election after all that has happened not quite 26, you'd really have to wonder how much world experience he has, how representative he can be of his people. I don't know. I just think they need a bit of life experience, but they also then need to retire before they get too stuck in their ways and old and cranky and crotchety and all the rest of it. But tell me, will Hawthorne be... Will Cawthorne be nominated to run in his North Carolina district? Will Cawthorne be nominated to run for his North Carolina district? Okay, interesting. Right, I'll tell you what I've been told in a minute, but I'll just see what the cards say. Will Madison Cawthorne be nominated to run, be the representative in his North Carolina district? These cards, then they're being a bit tricky today. I've been working hard over the last couple of days. Will Madison Cawthorne run for re-election in his North Carolina district? It prefers that question, and I'll reveal why in a minute. Will Madison Cawthorne working behind the scenes, building a solid foundation. Now, this is often my money laundering, dark money card, but I'm really seeing this as a coming together to build a solid foundation. He's out in the cold. The Republicans, no, you crossed the line, you do not betray us in that way, you dobbed us in. He is out in the cold when it comes to the Republican Party. However, we have this celebration. This is about unification. Now, it can in some decks mean being trapped if you've got the figures standing in amongst the four posts, but this one's they're standing forward, and it is about the voters coming out, and I see this as celebration and success. And these are three people again, circles of support, coming together, celebration. He has a choice that he needs to make, and it is a choice about bringing forward the truth and exposing those in their who are in their gilded cages. It's about working behind the scenes, moving on with the truth. He's taking the truth with him. Messages will come out really rapid fire in regards to this. He will need to be careful. He will need to play his cards close to his chest in some ways, but there is secrets that need to be revealed. There are things that have not been revealed that will, want a better word, hog tie. Again, this message of money, but a plan coming to fruition. And a new start setting out with faith and courage. Now, the reason I'm following this path on this one is that what I was told while I was shuffling is there is a very strong possibility that he will run as an independent. So going to the base of the pack, this is the GOP, the intergenerational cronyism will be burdensome. The voter will decide. This is actions and consequences. So what path he chooses to take will be very important here, and it will be a full exposure of the truth. So what I got very strongly was that he will He's going to be dumped like a hot potato from the GOP, I can tell you that now. The current GOP is not in alignment with him, and he's not in alignment with the thinking of the current GOP, and he will actually run as an independent, is what I'm getting. And we'll read on it a bit later and see how he goes. Okay, thank you for joining me. Take care. Bye-bye.